If you're in the CRM or loyalty space, one of the things that you should really do early on is do a customer segmentation. I am actually quite surprised how little segmentation is done. I mean, people do sort of some basic segmentation where they look at frequency or they look at value, but try and do a proper segmentation. At a minimum, what you should be doing is what's known as an RFM segmentation: recency, frequency, monetary, and that monetary can be replaced with value if you don't have monetary. So it could be an RFM, RFV. Now, the reason I say that is because I've worked with a lot of clients, and one of the clients that I worked with was a very big retailer in Asia. Now, they had a really huge loyalty program, and they ran a CRM program on top of that with the loyalty program to get people to come back, visit more, spend more, the usual thing that they wanted them to do. Now, what was happening was that they were actually doing very basic segmentation, so either on frequency, either on monetary variables, or they were just looking at response rates, or they were looking at transactions. And so what was happening was using these very singular lenses to look at segmentation, they were messaging people sort of incorrectly or not efficiently. So what we did was we looked at their data and we created an RFM model, and it was very straightforward. We just basically had 4 dimensions for recency, 4 dimensions for frequency, and 4 dimensions for monetary. And you can actually cut them up into quartiles, or you can do them proportionally, depending how you want to do it and how your data behaves. So you really got to look at the distribution of your data. When you look at recency, frequency, and monetary, look at the distribution and then cut them equally into 4 chunks. Once you've done that, you can then take each of those chunks and you can create segments out of them. So once you've done your RFM and you've created your segments, you can then now get some insights about them, understand what those segments are doing, how often they're coming, how much they spend, or when do they spend, are they spending the same amount in fewer visits or in more visits compared to other segments. And all of these things allow your marketing team or your CRM team to plan better campaigns. Sometimes what you might find is that when you run an RFM segmentation, the cells are actually quite small, and in that case you might want to combine them with other cells. And the reason for that is because sometimes the cells are too small. There's too much effort in creating a campaign for a very small cell. So with this Asian retailer that we'd created the RFM segmentation for, what we did was we combined some of the cells because they were too small, and we created larger segments by combining cells. By us just doing a very straightforward RFM segmentation, what we found was that we could get a 20% increase in conversion. So basically that meant if we sent an email to a targeted segment with the right message at the right time, with the right proposition, what we found was that people were 20% more likely to convert. And when we talk about conversion, we actually mean they went off and bought something. That led to a 1.3% increase in sales. And this this Asian client, was huge. So that meant that our ROI for this segmentation was about 20 to 25x. But as you can see, just doing some basic segmentation like an RFM segmentation can lead to huge uplifts in sort of customer value and also value for the business in terms of incremental sales. So if you want to know more about how to run an RFM or any other type of segmentation, get in touch with me, comment in the comment section, or contact me at shawful@bdatasolutions.com.